All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol CTRM, Castor Maritime Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol towards the end of this video that you won't want to miss. And it's a big learning experience because we've talked about it. We're going to touch base on its chart, how it's reacted, and why this ticker symbol was definitely an opportunity from the start. So stay tuned till the end so that you don't miss information on that. A lot to learn, and also great information for any first-time viewer and investor coming across the channel and the videos. Now, I also want to announce that I've created a Patreon. The link is down below. If you guys want more information on that, you can click on it and find out more about what there is to offer over there. But one of the main things so far right now, as I continue to develop the Patreon, is you will get early access to the ticker symbols that I mentioned towards the end of these videos. So any of the ticker symbols that I talk about, you will know about them way before they go out to any other platform that I have, okay? So definitely check it out if you're interested. And I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that this is all my own due diligence and my own efforts. I don't make a single dime for doing it, okay? So let's go over a question that was asked by one of the investors, and I want you guys to see. So one of the investors said, hey man, be honest, do you get paid to throw new tickers, or are they really your due diligence? And I stated, I do not make a single dime for anything I share, brother. It is all my due diligence. I take the time to research and share every ticker symbol I mention. And in no way, shape, or form am I suggesting any viewer or investor to buy, sell, or hold any positions in any of the stocks mentioned. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions on stocks that may be overlooked, okay? That is my true intention, and that is the purpose. Now, I had asked, what made this person think that, and another investor jumps in and explains something that I was completely unaware of and made sense why this was asked, on how other YouTubers are saying that they get emails from small market cap companies asking to be promoted for compensation, and these tickers were seen on other channels. Well, I was completely unaware of this, and I'm so glad you guys brought it to my attention. Now, I found it very interesting, and that's not the case here on my channel, I responded. And most of the stocks I talk about aren't small cap. I mean, rarely. If there ever is, it has to have a lot of potential, strong financials, and a strong business platform. Now, if I was to ever do such a thing, right, for paid promotions and talking about a specific ticker symbol, I would disclose that so every single investor is aware. I'm all about transparency and honesty, as I stated, and I was really appreciative that this was brought to my attention and this was asked. So I want every single investor to receive this clarity, because my integrity is worth more than $1. I want you guys to be aware of that and always remember that. So the original investor goes ahead and responds, and I like his response. He said, bro, I don't mind. Get your money. That's what we're all here in the end. I was just wondering, because in every video you have a new ticker, but hey, if it's all your job, then I have nothing but respect for you, brother. I like this reaction here, because even though I'm not doing it, at least he's not, negative towards it. If other YouTubers are doing it, that's their problem. That's their way of handling things, and I respect it. Me personally, I have to believe in the company. I have to believe in the finance and the opportunities of the growth of the company. I can't just jump in and talk about any ticker symbol. So that's why, like I said, my integrity is worth more than $1, and I really don't see myself ever doing this. I would just continue to do my own due diligence and research and share it with you guys. Now, I want to go ahead and say respect to you, brother, as well. And I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have complete respect for all of you guys, even the first time viewers and all the frequent viewers. So I want you guys to be aware of that as well. So I went ahead and stated back that I created a Patreon, which I'm here letting you guys know today as well, that all these ticker symbols I talk about towards the end of the video, you will gain access to them before any other platform if you join the Patreon. And there's so much other things that I will do as I further develop it over time. And it's going to be exclusive to Patreon only to get it firsthand, all these ticker symbols, as soon as I start doing research on them. Now, I do want all investors to be aware that I'm thankful for not just this investor, but every other investor that always gives me feedback, recognizes my efforts. And I want you guys to know, as I stated to him, I do it all for you guys, the investors and viewers. Every single ticker symbol, every single video, I do it for you guys. Now, I want you guys to be aware that every single ticker symbol I mention in the videos towards the end, I may not have enough leverage to get in every single one of them. So I don't have a position in every single one of them. Now, just because I don't have leverage to position myself in it, I don't want to remove that opportunity from others. So if the stock looks like an opportunity and it makes sense to me, even though I don't have the leverage, I'm not going to take that opportunity away from you guys. Obviously, I'm going to enlighten you guys. You have to do your due diligence and research, and then you make a rational decision based off of what you found. But I am not going to stop myself from showing great opportunities because, yeah, I may be positioned and found an opportunity already. And if I've mentioned that opportunity before, it might have been a little bit too late, or you didn't take the shot because you still were trying to get a feel for my channel. So you waited a few videos in a few weeks to see how some of the stocks I've talked about days ago are doing. And then once you feel more confident, yeah, you're going to then position yourself when another opportunity comes. Now, no single opportunity is the same like the other, but that is reasonable. So I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that, yeah, I may have talked to one before that I may be in or may not be in, but if I don't have the leverage, I'm not going to stop myself to talk about opportunities just because I can't get in on it. I want you guys to receive opportunities as well. So let's go ahead and see here. CTRM. Things got kind of in a downward spiral and a lot more narrow here for CTRM. It even broke through one of the lows that we were watching, 115, and it's like slightly right above it. So I want every single investor to be aware that the next support level, if support gets broken through, is 109, and then even all the way down here at 104. Right now, what this stock needs to do is stay above 110 and stay above $1. Mainly, that's the most important thing right now. Stay above 110 to not get any closer, and stay above $1. Now, the 50-day moving average is 130. Anything below that, bearish territory. Anything above that, bullish territory. Now, I did do a video talking about how heavily shorted CTRM is. It was like in 1,400%. We need to see if there's been any updates. I stated it in the video. If anybody finds any updates, to share it with us. But I think that has something to do with some of this downward trend here, and it's forcing this to go down. Now, I don't know if it's fear, uncertainty kicking in, or it's just profit taking, because remember, CTRM came from way down here. I mean, this is 10x. Anyone down here, or even down here, and up here, it's 3x, 4x almost at this point. So we definitely want to keep that in mind. Profit taking was bound to start happening, but this needs to consolidate because it's been going in a downward trend and not a sideways movement. So yes, we're below the 50-day moving average. Our support is 112. If that gets broken through, we want to pay close attention to how the stock is reacting, how quickly is it moving to newer lows, and hitting newer support levels. Now, our resistance is 120. Needs to be broken through by the bulls. I want to emphasize that. The bulls need to break through 120. Now, if they accomplish this, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that it does not guarantee that the bulls have gained control or any leverage in this chart. They need to cross 130 and significantly get up into bullish territory, reaching newer highs and new resistance levels. But before getting there, the first step is breaking through 120, using it as support to start to pull upwards to newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned to the end because I have that ticker symbol you won't want to miss. And it's a big learning experience to see everything I have to share with you guys. Stay tuned. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is one that I talked about a few weeks ago. We touched base on it one more time as it was moving. It had already moved up like $10. I wanted to let more investors be aware of it, and it was a learning experience at that time. Now, I want to go ahead and touch base on it one more time so that us as investors, we focus in on the raw data, the charts, the business model, financials, and the company's structure, right? So I wanted everyone to not look at this one from an emotional perspective and just focus in on the data, the information, and everything that this company had to offer and the potential, moving forward. And also thinking about, the pullback that it had. Was it going to be temporary? Was this actually something to, consider adding to your watch list and so forth? So we touched base on it twice. Now, I just want to touch base on it one more time because once I looked at it, I had actually kind of left it alone and I was just leaving it in the back end. Didn't want to worry too much about it, but man, I have to mention it. So the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys have probably heard me talk about it already before, and it's almost going to seem like a broken record, okay? And I just want every single investor to learn from this and to see the value in the stocks that we're picking here, that we're looking at, and why I'm telling you guys to add it to your watch list. I also want to announce one more time for anybody that kind of missed it or overlooked it, I have a Patreon now. The link is going to be down below. You will gain access to these stocks that I'm looking at way before they're even mentioned here, as soon as I start analyzing them and putting them on my watch list, right? Because I usually look for a pullback and seeing if there's a consolidation or confirmation before I share it. So it gives me time to do due diligence and research before I announce it. So you're going to get firsthand the opportunity to start doing your due diligence and research before I even mention it here on YouTube. So that's something to look forward to. And there's so much other things I will be sharing on the Patreon. So the link is down below. So the ticker symbol is TWTR, Twitter Inc. So this is the second circle. This is the first circle. I talked about it as it was going down. I had stated this might be the bottom. And if it isn't, it's going to pull back more and it's going to be an even bigger opportunity. Well, it did not drop any lower. It started to run up, consolidated, ran up, and just with the volatility of the market, just continued to hit newer highs. I talked about it at the beginning of February, again, because it had ran up so much in just 2 weeks. And here we are. We're seeing it at the $56, $55 mark, dipped a little bit, and it's ran up all the way up to almost $75 and just had a slight pullback, just like the rest of the market, and it's sitting at $71. This is just for you guys to see how important it is to not look at any stock or investment emotionally, okay? And to always be focused on the business model and paying attention if this is temporary, and that saying that everyone knows, buy low, sell high. That's cliche. And it's like, when do you know when it's low? When do you know it's high? Well, we're seeing a great example of a stock that was falling downwards that had already hit $55, $56. All it's done is grow over time. So we saw one of its highs. So anything below that was a low. That's like one great simple way to look at it. Anything below that high was a low. And then that would be the new high. And then look what happened. It broke out to even newer highs, right? So very interesting stuff here. And you wanted to always know what was going on here. Was it fear and uncertainty? Because it certainly wasn't profit taking. There was a lot of stuff going on with Twitter and it was being bashed, and that's completely understandable on everyone's perspective. I've always said that, and I probably even agree with your perspective, okay? That's not something that I wanted to talk about. I'm not here to talk about the conflict or the controversial topics about this. I'm here to talk about the numbers. I'm here to talk about the opportunity. This was a big opportunity, and I just want every single investor to understand we cannot look at stocks from an emotional perspective. Now, would I recommend still adding this to your watch list? I would really look for a consolidation or a bigger pullback. We need to see what happens because the potential is showing that it could even go beyond this number in the future or years to come. But that's a really slow process. I mean, this grew pretty fast. I don't know how much faster could this grow in the next coming weeks and months. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, we saw how this recovered, from $40 and it hit a new high in that year, and then it dipped down. So we already knew the high. So anything below that, like I said, was a low. So it was a great way to understand this one from buy low, sell high, because we were seeing new lows. And if it went even lower, I had stated even bigger opportunity. And if not, we want to look for some consolidation or a catalyst that starts to bring this one up. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.